Sambazinya, clear comprehension. Clear comprehension means seeing precisely, seeing everything in its entirety, seeing it by evenly using all your mental faculties. Only when there is evenness in the application of the five mental faculties will there be further development of wisdom. When you apply clear comprehension, it means you observe or you take note of the object, paying close attention to it, trying to see it thoroughly, precisely, and with all your mental faculties in balance. You remember there are four kinds of clear comprehension. Sattaka Sampajanya, clear comprehension of what is of benefits. Sapaya Sampajanya, clear comprehension of what is suitable. Kochara Sampajanya, clear comprehension of the meditator's domain. And Asamoha Sampajanya, clear comprehension of non-delusion. Meditators have to understand and observe each of the small action of your body with these four kinds of clear comprehension in your mind. Having clear comprehension of what is benefits means to consider before doing anything whether or not it will be a beneficial thing to do. When you know it will be beneficial, you will do it. When you know it is not beneficial, you will avoid doing it. And when you know that a certain action is beneficial, you still should not do it right away. The next thing to consider is whether or not it is suitable. Sometimes, although it may be beneficial to do something, it may not be suitable according to place and time. Bekante Bedekante Samajana Kari Hodi Alogite Wilogite Samajana Kari Hodi Samenjite Basarite Samajana Kari Hodi. In bending and stretching, you must understand the four kinds of clear comprehension. In order to attain the state of clear comprehension of non-delusion, you must practice meditation diligently. Meditator must apply mindfulness whenever you bend or stretch. When mindfulness meditation is practiced until clear comprehension of domain matures, clear comprehension of non-delusion arises by itself. In the beginning, only the bending and stretching you will see. At first, you may not even see the intention preceding it, but later on, the intention will become clear. With further practice, you will become aware of the awareness of the bending and stretching. the whole day, you have to bend and stretch many times. You need to be mindful. After seeing these three things clearly, without mixing one with the other, you will come to see that in the act of bending, there is only the intention, the bending itself, and the awareness of the bending. Intention, bending, and awareness of the bending. Apart from these three things, there is no I, no soul, or whatever. When you see in this way, you will have perfected clear comprehension of non-delusion in bending and stretching. But until reaching this stage, you must make effort in clear comprehension of domain, which opens the door to non-delusion. And then we continue Sinkadipata Jivaradharani, wearing the robes and carrying the alms bowl. You apply clear comprehension. As this Maha-Satipatthana discourse was given to monks, the Buddha talked about clear comprehension of these two important aspects of monastic daily life. But Buddha teaching is on these matters can be adapted and applied to lay life and are just as valid for lay people as for monks. In wearing the robes and handling the bowl, meditators must apply clear comprehension. Here, the purpose of picking up the bowl after putting the robes is to go out for alms. So getting food is the purpose. Whenever a monk puts on his robes, he is expected to make this Pichavakana reflection. Pati Sinkha Yoniso Jivaram Parisivami, etc. I wear robes. I use robes for keeping out cold, for keeping out heat, from keeping out bites of insects, and just to cover myself up and not for any other purpose. He make this reflection, Jivara Pichavakana. If he does not remember to make this reflection every time he picks up the rope, he must make it at least once each day to remind himself of purpose in wearing robes. Monks wear robes not to beautify themselves, not to take pride in their robes, but just to ward off cold, heat, and insect bites, and to cover themselves. Suitability of the robe itself should also be considered. To the monk who was naturally warm bodied, fine clothing is suitable. To one who is sensitive to heat, thin clothing is suitable. Also, to one who is weak, a thin robe is unsuitable. In the olden days, robes, robes were made of thick cloth. When that thick cloth was made into a double layer robe, it became very heavy. If a monk wearing it was caught in the rain, it could become so heavy that he would have to find a pole and carry it on his shoulders. Such robes are not like those of today, which are fine and thin. Nowadays, there is a choice of thick or thin robes. We are very lucky, but in the early days, a monk has to accept what was given. A thick or heavy robe is unsuitable for one who is weak. If you if you are sensitive to cold, however, a thick or double layer robe is suitable. An old one out robe is unsuitable because it is a hindrance. You have to patch it up, you have to sew it, you have to darn it. This means having to take time away from your practice of meditation because you're very busy to sew and darn your robe. So an old worn out robe which loses stitches and holes here and there is not suitable for anybody. Also troublesome are robes of silk, by hemp and similar materials that can arouse greed in thieves. A silk robe is expensive, and if thieves see it, they like it. They may want to steal your robe. So silk and other costly robes are not suitable for one who is living alone, especially one who is living alone in the forest. Such robes invite loss of clothing and loss of life, for a monk could even be killed by thieves wanting to take his robe. Though expensive robes are unsuitable for one who lives alone in the forest, they may be all right for the monk living in a monastery with many other monks. Definitely not suitable is a robe acquired by unsuitable means, by wrong means of livelihood. Monks must be very careful to keep their livelihood pure. They are not to ask anything of lay people unless invited to do so, nor are they to tell fortunes or give medicine to lay people because it could mean that a monk might want something in return. That is like doing something for payment. Even if a monk were to tell a fortune and be offered a robe by the grateful recipient, it would not be suitable for him to accept it. Such things are considered wrong means of livelihood for monks. If a robe is obtained by one of these wrong ways, it is not suitable. A robe that decreases the good and increases the bad in the monk who wears it is also unsuitable. For example, when a monk puts on an expensive robe, he may have attachment to that robe, which means that it increases his akusala, unwholesome mental state. That robe would not be suitable for him. In this way, there are robes that are suitable and not suitable. And what is clear comprehension of domain? Kochara Sambhasinya. It is the non-forsaking of your meditation. Here it means being mindful when making use of robes or picking up bowls and other items of use. When this practice of meditation matures, it is automatically followed by the next stage, which is clear comprehension of non-delusion inside knowledge. There is nothing called a soul that robes itself. It is only through the process of oscillation born of your mental activities that the act of robing takes place. When you put on robes, there is movement in your bodies. This movement is caused by the air elements, which in turn was caused by the desire to wear the robe. There is only the desire or intention to wear it, and the wearing of the robe itself. So there is no soul or whatever inside. The robe has no power to think, neither does the body have that power. Neither the robe nor the body has cognizing power. The robe is not aware that it is draping your body, and your body itself is not aware that it is being draped by the robe. Your body doesn't know that the robe is around it, and the robe doesn't know that it is around your body. What is the truth? The truth is that mere elements clothe a heap of elements. The robe is made up of 4 elements, and your body is made up of more than 4 elements. Mere elements clothe a heap of elements in the same way that a piece of cloth covers a doll. The doll does not know the cloth, and the cloth doesn't know that it is on the doll. So where is there room for elation on getting a fine robe? Where is there room for depression on getting one that is not fine? Whether you get a good robe or not a good robe, You are not to get elated. You are not to get depressed. Whether it is a good robe or not a good robe, it is just a bundle of material elements. The commentary illustrates this with another example. Some people honor and inhale where cobra lives. They honor a tree shine and so forth with garlands, perfumes, and incense. But other people abuse or damage these objects of reverence. Are inhale and three shrines elated or depressed? Inhale and three shines are not elated by good treatment. Inhale and three shrine are not depressed by the bad treatment. In the same way, there should be no elation on receiving a good robe, and there should be no depression on getting an inferior one. Clear comprehension or non-delusion should be understood to precede these kinds of reflected thoughts. So thinking in this way is called clear comprehension of non-delusion. Whenever you put on clothes or you take off clothes, the clothes don't know about your body. They are just elements. Elements put on top of a heap of elements. There is no soul or any such entity involved in the act of putting on clothes or putting on robes. A monk's bowl is also an object for clear comprehension. When a monk has a bowl, he has food to eat, so it is a precious property. In using the bowl, clear comprehension of purpose should be understood in terms of benefits obtainable through the actions of one who takes the bowl and walking unhurriedly thinks, going out to beg with this, I shall get alms. Picking up the bowl has the purpose of getting alms food. When a monk goes for alms, he should not walk quickly. He goes in a dignified manner, holding this purpose in mind. Bowls, like robes, must be chosen for suitability. For a thin or a weak person, a heavy bowl is not suitable, and a bowl that is tied with thread and stopped in 4 or 5 places is not suitable for anybody. Bowls are made of clay or iron, and with use, cracks appear, but the monk must not throw it away as soon as a crack appears. The monk must mend it with thread. If the crack deepens, he must make another stop, another binding. The monk must make bindings or stops until there are 5. When there are 5 stops on the bowl, he can look for a new one. Otherwise, he must keep that bowl and use it. But if a bowl has many stops, many mendings, it is difficult to clean. One that has stopped in 4 or 5 places and is hard to wash is not suitable for a monk who is practicing meditation because he must spend a long time washing it to get it clean. A bowl that is hard to wash well is not really suitable for any monk. Monks have to be very clean in this respect. Not a particle of food should remain in the bowl. In the morning, when a monk picks up the bowl and goes for alms round, if the food he is received mixed with the particle of food left from the previous day, he incurs an offense. So a monk must clean his bowl well. A bowl that is difficult to clean, difficult to wash, is not suitable bowl. Also unsuitable is a bowl that shines too brightly, like robes of silk and fine hams. It is capable of inciting greed in other people. When a very well-made bowl is also well polished, it shines like a gem and is expensive. By arousing greed in thieves, that bowl might be stolen and the monk might be harmed. Such a bowl which is desirable to others is not suitable. A bowl acquired through wrong means of livelihood definitely is not suitable. Neither the bowl by which akusala, unwholesome mental state increases, nor that by which kusala, wholesome mental state decreases. Other kinds of bowls are suitable. This is clear comprehension of suitability in taking the bowl. Practice of meditation when taking the bowl is clear comprehension of domain. Here also when practice in taking as matured, your insight knowledge arises that there is nothing that is taking the bowl. Only by the diffusions of air elements is there the taking of the bowl. The bowl cannot think, the hands cannot think. The bowl does not recognize that it is taken by the hands. The hands do not recognize that they are taking the bowl. There are just elements taking hold of a heap of elements. In picking up a bowl, there is the intention to pick it up, and there is the picking up. There are only these two things. Apart from these two things, there is nothing we can call a soul or self or person or an I or whatever. Your hand does not know it has picked up the bowl. And the bowl does not know it is being picked by the hand. There are just elements picking up a heap of elements. Reflecting this way is clear comprehension of non-delusion. To illustrate how monks are not to be elated or depressed when getting a good or bad bowl, the commentary gives an instructive analogy. In a refuge, For the helpless, there are some unfortunate person with hands and feet cut off, the open wounds oozing with blood and pus, and filled with maggots. Seeing these miserable sufferers, some kindly people give them bandage and containers of medicine. Some of the afflicted may get thick bandage and shapeless containers. Others may get thin bandage and shapely containers, but none of the suffering people will feel elated or depressed about the kinds of bandage and containers they receive. They never complain. They are not interested in containers. What they interest, their interest is in getting medication and something to cover their wounds. Getting a bowl is only for the purpose of getting food. Wearing the robes is only for the purpose of keeping out cold, heat, and so on. There is no other purpose. Understanding this, a meditator is said to have reached the clear comprehension of non-delusion with regard to wearing robes and taking bows. But the meditators who regards the robe as bandage, meditators who regards the bowl as medicine container, meditators who regards the alms food as medicine in the bowl, is one who has reached the highest clear comprehension of non-delusion. So meditators should practice mindfulness whenever you wear clothes and take them off, and whenever you pick up plates, bowls, or other utensils. In this way, you will gain clear comprehension of what is reality in wearing robes and taking up bowls. And another section in the commentary is Site Pite Kaite Saite Samajana Kari Hoti, in eating, drinking, chewing, and savoring. You apply clear comprehension. In the Pali text, the general words for eating is also a specialized use as the verb for consuming soft food such as rice and milk cut. Drinking is just imbibing fluids. Chewing is used for hard food like apples and parched grain that require biting and being broken up by your teeth. Savoring, like tasting, mainly involve the tongue and is also translated as licking. Here, this word is used for eating honey, molasses, and other foods eaten by licking. Eating, drinking, chewing, or biting, and savoring or licking are the four actions involved in your eating. What is the purpose you eat? You eat it, you eat it. It is not for merrymaking. It is not for intoxication. It is not for beautifying the appearance. It is not for building up the physique. Eating is just for the sake of keeping alive and well in order to practice to be liberated from suffering. That is your purpose in eating. It is not for pleasure. It is not to become strong or beautiful in order to show off. Suitability of food is next to be considered. Food is not suitable if it causes discomfort to the one who eats it. Food that makes you comfortable is suitable for you. It may be of any taste or any quality. It may be fine, bitter, sweet, or anything else. But if it causes discomfort, it is unsuitable for you. Some foods definitely are not suitable. Food that is acquired by wrong means of livelihood is one category. There are many tricks that a monk knows to get something from you. If a monk uses some of these tricks and gets something to eat, that food is considered to be gained through wrong means of livelihood. Sometimes a monk may not ask you for food directly, but instead they may hint at something so you feel obliged to give to him. So in the Visuddhimagga, these tricks are mentioned. If you want to know these tricks, you can read in Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. Food obtained by wrong means of livelihood is not suitable. Food by which kusala, wholesome mental state decrease, and akusala, unwholesome mental state decrease is unsuitable. Some foods may increase your akusala, unwholesome mental state. Other foods may decrease your akusala, wholesome mental state. Such foods are not suitable. Food that does not cause the decrease of kusala, wholesome mental state, or increase of akusala, unwholesome mental state is suitable. This is clear comprehension of suitability. Clear comprehension of domain arises from the application of mindfulness while eating. When we give instruction for eating meditation, we go into great detail. You may think there are too many or that they may be the invention of teachers, but that is not true. The commentary says, within there is no eater called a self, as stated already by the diffusion of the process of oscillation, born of your mental activities only, there is the receiving of food in the bowl. By the same diffusion of the process of oscillation, air movement, born of your mental activities, there is the dropping of your hand into the bowl, and there is making of the food into suitable lumps. In the Eastern country, we eat with our hands. When we eat, we lower the hand into the bowl, pick up some rice and make it into a ball. This is how the food is made into suitable lumps. The raising of lumps from the bowl and the opening of the mouth take place because of the diffusion of the air elements. No one opens the jaws with a key. No one's opened the jaws with the contrivance. Just by the diffusion of the air elements born of mental activities. This action takes place, the putting of the lump into the mouth. When there is a pastel action of the upper row of teeth grinding and the motor work of the lower row of teeth and the tongue activities comparable to that of the hand collecting together the material that is being crushed. So that food is mixed together with the thin saliva at the end of your tongue and is mixed with the thick saliva at the root of your tongue. The food in the mortar of the lower teeth, turned by the tongue, moistened by the saliva, and ground by the pestle of the upper teeth, is not put into the stomach by anyone with a ladle or a spoon. Just by the process of oscillation it goes in, there is no one within who, having made a straw mat, is bearing each lump that goes in. So meditators are practicing very precisely when they eat. So they report very clearly. Each lump stands there by way of the process of oscillation. There is no one who, having put up an oven and having lit a fire, is cooking each lump standing there. By only the process of fire elements, the lump matures. There is no one who expels each lump with a stick or pole, but the process of air elements expel the digested food. The commentary explains in great detail. That is why you practice very detailed, picking out the food, seeing the food, taking food to the mouth, putting food in the mouth, chewing the food, swallowing the food, tasting the food. You practice step by step. All these activities should be done in full awareness, with mindfulness. By applying intense mindfulness to these activities of eating, meditators will come to see that there is the intention preceding each action, and there is the action itself. There is no one, no self, no I, or whatever that performs all these activities. There are only elements doing these activities with the help of air elements, earth elements, water elements, and fire elements. According to the commentary, it is the air elements that does the taking onward. The moving away from side to side. The earth element does the bearing up, turning around, pulverizing, grinding, and removal of liquidity. Water element moisten and preserve wetness. Fire elements ripens or cooks to digest your food that goes in. There is another element, space, akasa. Space is the avenue of the entering of the food. Without it, the food cannot enter. And there is mind elements, a consciousness of an appropriate kind. And you may reflect on the ways that food pollutes your body, forming sweat, earwax, nasal mucus, and so forth. Even when you pick up food to eat it, your hand gets smeared. You have to wash again and again to keep clean. And the outcome of food is a great pollution. And the Visuddhimagga offers some verses on the subject of outflow, the oozing out. So we have to reflect on the ways that food pollutes our body. So you have paper, page number 2. From Visuddhimagga 4 verses. First verse, the food and drink so greatly prized, the grapes to chew, the soft to suck, go in all by a single door, but by 9 doors come oozing out. Can you follow me? The food and drink so greatly prized, the grapes to chew, the soft to suck, go in all by a single door, but by 9 doors come oozing out. 3 times you can recite. The food and drink so greatly prized, the grapes to chew, the soft to suck, go in all by a single door, but by 9 doors come oozing out. The food and drink so greatly prized, the grapes to chew, the soft to suck, go in all by a single door, but by 9 doors come out. The food and drink so greatly prized, the grapes to chew, the soft to suck, go in all by a single door, but by 9 doors come oozing out. So people think highly of food, drink, snacks, meats, unless he is ill or he eats or drink goes into the body through a single door, the mouth. But when the body has digested it, it can come out of the body in 9 ways. Through the 2 eyes as tears, through the 2 ears as earwax, through the nostril as mucus, through the mouth again as vomit and spit, through the anus as feces, and through the passageway for urine. So it is said it oozed out by 9 doors. So loathsomeness, we have to reflect on the loathsomeness of food. According to Visuddhimagga, we will continue tomorrow. We will continue next time, not tomorrow. By practicing Vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the 6 doors, by noticing, rising, falling, sitting, stretching, bending, eating, savoring continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.